Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, the podcast that highlights the people and stories that make Westbrook Village a truly exceptional community. I'm your host, Steve Marilla, local realtor, neighbor, and proud member of this vibrant community. Each episode, we sit down with residents to learn about their careers, life experiences, and what brought them to Westbrook Village. It's a chance to connect, share, and celebrate the unique journeys that shape our neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in. And now, let's meet your neighbor. Today, I sit down with Cheryl Grampp, who I met through our dogs Reggie and Breck. Cheryl grew up in the Quad City area in Iowa, but left for Arizona at just 18 years old, and has been here ever since. She built a long career in human resources at Discover Card, yet what lights her up most these days is teaching dance here in Westbrook Village. Cheryl's so passionate about it that she still gets goosebumps every time she steps into a class. Now, let's meet your neighbor. Hello, Cheryl.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. So we don't really know each other. I don't know a lot about you other than your dog.
Yes. My
Right.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So our dogs have met and played together, but we've never really spoke. So this is awesome interviewing you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you doing this.
Yeah,
This
well-
opportunity's great.
Well, we're going to get to the reason I interviewed you was mainly because of line dancing. I heard about your line dancing, but I want to hear your story before we start talking
Yeah.
about Westbrook. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in Bettendorf, Iowa.
Bettendorf, Iowa.
Yeah.
Where is that?
So that is on the eastern side of the
Okay.
state, right
Yeah.
where the bump is, if you picture the state. So it's an area called the Quad Cities.
Yeah.
It's right along the Mississippi River.
Awesome.
So it's an industrial area. I know nothing about farming.
Okay. I suppose you get that out of the way right away.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
Because
yeah.
people ask me, I'm like, I know nothing about farming.
So you grew up in kind of a city in Iowa then?
Right.
More city?
Yeah.
Okay. Like in a neighborhood with streets and not... I grew up in the country. So I grew up where it
Okay.
was, my closest neighbor was a quarter mile away.
Okay.
So you grew up in a city environment.
Very much so.
Okay.
And very normal,
Yeah.
Midwestern area, Midwestern town. So yeah, it was great.
I would say, and you lived there your whole life? Up to
Until just shy of 18.
Yeah.
And then I followed my brother out here and went to ASU.
Oh,
So
right out of high school, you went to... That
Yeah.
must have been kind of a shock.
it was. Well, he was attending ASU and he loved it. He was a tennis player and it was in the cold winter of Iowa. And I'm like, Dad, I really want to go to ASU too. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, I am
Yeah.
positive. So, and I never looked back. He still lives there, which is great because I get to go back pretty much most summers. I go back and
Okay.
visit, and I absolutely love going back there. I go back there for all my high school reunions. And,
Oh, do ya?
still love Iowa. Yeah.
So you're still active in your high school reunion. I struggle with going back.
Really?
I don't know. In the country, it's a little different. You don't play with the kids in the summer. You see them at school and when you get the summer, you go work, in the country, you go work for farmers and,
That makes sense.
and hay bale and that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Yeah.
well, that's neat that you still have great roots. Do you still have friends from high school
Yes.
that you're close
Mhm.
with? Oh,
Yep, we have
nice.
Facebook page and interact, and so yeah, it's still a tight knit group. So it's pretty wonderful.
How big was your graduating class?
It's about 400.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, that's a-
pretty average size, I'd
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was 100, or less than 100. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
So
I always tell
really
people
small.
I'm top 100 in my class, but so never gets a joke, but that's fine.
No, that was good.
Yeah. So what did you major at ASU?
Business, general business.
Okay.
With a focus, emphasis on HR.
Okay.
So that was my career. From a lot of people study things in college and never
actually used them. You actually used your degree.
Yeah, I had some internships and
Oh,
went
wow.
into that field right away. So
Yeah, and you enjoyed that? I mean,
Love
HR is people that love doing HR really love HR, and people that don't get out of it fast, don't they?
definitely,
it's a unique job.
I think it is. I feel so blessed and lucky that I landed in HR because it really was a good fit for me. And it was just an incredible career. I mean, my first job wasn't so great. I worked for an executive search firm.
Yeah.
And that was pretty ruthless. That's tough
So
to
you
get.
were like a headhunter,
Yeah,
like trying
headhunter.
to help find people. And I suppose it's like any other industry, you kind of break into you don't get the best job right out of the gate.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
it was, I learned a ton, but it was
Yeah.
pretty ruthless sales type position.
Okay.
But that at least got me involved in recruiting and staffing. And so then I was able to move on from there. So I ended up working for Discover Financial Services.
Oh, yeah.
Right when they were brand new, they were new to Phoenix, but they had only been around for a year.
Sure.
Before they opened up in Phoenix. And so I worked my whole career.
Oh, really? That was your dream job?
Yeah, and in HR the whole time.
Oh, wow. So do you have any interesting stories from HR? I mean, you have to have some good stuff. Any you can talk about?
So, yeah, we always kind of made a joke that we would write a book about, because I did spend a lot of years, and my last 8 years with them specifically was managing employee relations.
Yeah.
So I dealt with, employees, employee conflict, and employee issues, performance issues, conduct issues. And so definitely my share of like stories that were pretty crazy.
Right.
And just, I would share them with my family, but I would swear them to secrecy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so we got to see interesting side of workforce, but very rewarding though, because it was always, I mean, literally every day was different.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of people who would say, that seems kind of boring that you spent your whole career with one company and then one field. And I'm like, you have no idea.
But how many employees did Discovery have?
We had around 4,000 here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had 4,000 different opportunities to have different experiences with people.
And I'll have people all the time say, did you know so-and-so that worked for Discover Card? And I'll tell them if I don't know their name, it was a good thing.
Right.
If I know who they are, either they were a manager and I worked with them in that capacity, or they got themselves into a bit of trouble, and said that I knew their name because of that. So
if they didn't know your name, if you didn't know their name, it was a good thing.
Yes.
Right. Well, what was it? So that was a pretty big company. You're kind of from a small town, and you're meeting all these different people from all over. What was it like? I mean, the one thing I understand about HR is at big companies, they always say, just get into middle management and just stay under the radar. And then when someone does something bad, they go to HR, and you seem to be so handcuffed with what you can do because it's such a litigious world right now. So, and my wife always complains about this because she's corporate in the healthcare, and she's like, I can't understand why these people are doing something horribly wrong, and they're not going to get any trouble, and they're probably going to get money from the company. Did you find that to be something that you struggled with?
So it was definitely a balance all the time. And that was one of the most challenging parts of the job, was to have those conversations with leadership to get them to see, because they're very performance-based.
Right.
So they not meeting their goals, or they're causing trouble in the workplace, whatever. So, and then oftentimes they're in a hurry to get rid of someone.
Sure.
Like they don't want to deal with the issues.
It's a problem, get rid of it.
Yeah, just get rid of them. And so, there was a lot of conversations on how that is not the best approach to do.
Right.
And it was always a balance between trying to keep the employee happy and then working with leadership on how to best deal with the employee. And I had a lot of successes with that on both sides. And I had a great record of not very many charges at all or lawsuits.
That had to feel pretty good. I mean, so you were able to mediate your way through. I mean, I suppose you have your boss yelling at one side, we want to get rid of this guy. And you're like, well, hold on a second, So you had to, I have to see where that was quite rewarding.
It was very rewarding. It was very stressful at times though, because there could be things that were really, kind of hit you in the ethical arena.
Sure. Right.
Like, we are going to treat this employee fairly.
Yeah.
And we're going to, care how mad you get at me
Right.
about holding you back on doing what you want to do because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing for the company, the right thing for this employee, and that's what we're going to do. So, I had some tough. It was difficult at times.
So you must be pretty tough. I mean, you must, because you were holding your ground under pressure from people that were probably higher up in the company than you, and you were like, "Hey, I'm HR, and the buck stops with me," right?
Well, one of the simple things was like, well, let's look at you and have you been perfect always in your job and your performance? And I had been with the company for 35 years, so I knew everyone's history.
Oh, right. Oh, really? Yeah.
So I'm like, no, you have not been perfect
Sure.
in your history, and you got past it, and you appreciated it, and we're going to do that for others.
Yeah.
So, and then the simple thing, I mean, it's a call center, so it's not the easiest jobs to recruit for. And like, okay, well, we can push these employees out all day long, but who are you going to get someone better that's going to be right behind them and apply for that job? And most likely you're not.
Yeah.
So if we learn to deal with these employees and treat them well, help them, coach them, they're going to appreciate it, and they're going to have loyalty towards the company, and everybody's wins. So.
Yeah. And by the time they get to HR and they have a problem, the company has to have a lot of time and money invested in this employee.
Exactly.
And you've got to start completely over, and not just over bringing someone in, but over searching for someone that wants to do that job. Yeah.
Well, and if you don't treat employees fairly, so this is my big, thing that I feel so, loyal to, I guess, is just that they will, okay, so if you don't treat them great and they kick them out the door and they leave, how many people do they tell about horrible experience they had at Discover?
Right.
A lot.
Yeah.
So now, because I managed staffing for a long time too, and it's like they go tell their friends, and now you have an applicant flow that people don't want to come and work for you. So I had to tell all those stories all the time.
Really? I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have never known that about you walking by your house, seeing you walk your dog. So you're obviously not going to tell me any really juicy stories. So let's back up a little bit. When you were in high school, what sports were you involved in?
So I was primarily, I started out as a gymnast, but in high school I primarily did cheerleading.
Cheerleading? Okay.
And then I was a part of a dance group, and then dabbled in tennis, but I really wasn't very good at it, which my father was always disappointed.
Was it just you and your brother?
And sister.
Oh, yeah. And you had a sister.
She was a diver. My brother was a tennis player.
Okay.
And she was a gymnast too, actually. But
okay.
Yeah.
And so I know you now dance, and you danced your whole life. So did you dance in college? Or were you on a dance team in college also?
I didn't really dance that much in college, but right after college, I started in my late 20s. I just, for fun, started doing country western dancing.
Okay.
And then it just kind of... I had a person who approached me and said, "Hey, would you consider competing with me?" And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I would love to." So we became partners and competed in country, traveled around the country, and always as a hobby. I was never a professional dancer. I was in that job, as you can imagine, was pretty demanding.
Right. Well, and a lot of people that have successful careers, I have a friend that was an engineer, and he had a golf scholarship, and he golfed freshman, sophomore year. And then he goes, I couldn't golf and be good at my education and my career. So it's kind of, people that do well in college, and I think you're very goal orientated in how you look at things. And, I'm just judging because you're in HR, you have to put time in. I mean, you have to prioritize for sure. Yeah.
It was definitely a very demanding, stressful job at times. So actually dancing was just my outlet.
Your outlet?
I could go and dance and not think about work and just have the best time of my life. And it just was a huge, enjoyed it, and a huge stress reliever for me.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. I have two left feet, so I don't have rhythm. I'm always the guy that's clapping a little bit off. So could I learn to dance or not? I mean, I dance, but when I dance, I overdance, which is, it's kind of like Elaine from Seinfeld. Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's me.
So, of course, I'm going to say, yes, you can learn.
You can learn. Okay.
And that's so I've been dancing my whole life, but I'm new to teaching it.
Okay.
I was always a student. In my life of dancing, I took a lot of workshops, a lot of classes. I worked with a pro for a while, and I was always a student of how people taught. I mean, I was involved in some leadership programs while I was working too, and I taught things in that capacity, so I did have exposure to that. But my mother was a teacher, so this is new for me to teach, and I've been teaching line dancing since January, and I really, really enjoy it, and I'm really enjoying going after the art of teaching and being as best I can at it. And I still have a long ways to go, but I feel like I'm really enjoying and taking on that journey.
I love that. I love that. I don't know your age, but we're later in life and you're starting a new type of career.
Yeah.
You know, and you're enjoying it.
I am enjoying it. Even it gives me goosebumps to even talk about it, how much
you get out of it.
I've been enjoying it, and
that is awesome.
It's not just because it's a challenge for me, and I mean, sharing my love, right? I mean,
right,
love it, all different kinds of dance, but so I get to share my love, and the thing that I've been loving even more than that was how it's been bringing people together, and getting to know each other in the classes, and people are already developing friendships, and I have people that come that are a little bit lonely, you know, like lost their husbands or something. And so this gives them an outlet to meet other people. And then I also love that I have 80-year-olds who have come to the class and have never danced their whole lives.
Really?
Yes. And it just gets me so excited. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But they've always wanted to, but for some reason I don't know what it was, but they got enough courage to come. Maybe heard from a friend, that friend drags them in. And it certainly is not easy for them, but they hang in there. So I had numerous people who would go to both the Tuesday and the Thursday class to hear it again. Yeah. And just to see them learning it and enjoying it has just been the most rewarding thing.
That is the most, I'm 57 and I'm living in this retirement community. I'm not retired. I still work real estate. My wife still works. But I remember in high school, I couldn't ski and I was going up ski lift, and this gentleman next to me who was, I think, close to 80, and I think he was 78 years old. And I said, I can't get this skiing. I just don't. And he goes, and he says, you know what, son? I'm 78 years old and I just started learning how to play piano. I said, you can do it. And I was like, I've been inspired by older people my whole life. Yeah. I mean, it's amazing what people are doing. I went to the Fred Astaire dance school. Yeah. I was just meeting businesses in the area because of real estate. And I just said, I'm in Westbrook, blah, blah. And they said, oh, we have a lady that's 90 years old that comes here, that takes lessons here. And I'm wondering if she's going to your class now. I mean, who knows? Yeah. But so tell me, I'm fascinated by how much you love dancing, for one. I think dancing is, if I could dance my pounds off, I would do it. But what's it like? So what do I learn when I come to one of your classes? How does it start out? How do you start me? I come in and
that's a great question. Yeah. Well, and I am changing up the classes for the starting in October because of what I learned last year. Sure. So because there's such a huge mix of people that come. So there's people that come that have never done anything. They don't even know what a grapevine is. You know what that is?
I do not. and this is just line dancing? This is just line dancing class.
Line dancing. I am expanding. I'm expanding.
You have plans.
But so I'll have people that don't know absolutely anything, and then I'll have people who have done Zumba and who have taken line dancing. So it was a little challenging to keep everybody engaged at different levels. So this year I am going to be doing an intro. We're going to go over just the most basic thing that you can imagine, and then a beginner class, and then an intermediate class to hopefully satisfy everybody and their thirst to want to do it. So I feel like I could, if someone has a desire, I could teach them. I mean, I try to tell everyone, compare it to golf, or golf or pickleball. You don't just go out and learn that like in 1 or 2 hours. It's a journey and it takes time, and you've got to be patient. But there is more and more studies out, and I just saw some recently about how healthy dancing is for you. Sure. I mean, it's not just the exercise. it's the whole, I mean, you really have to think.
You have to think, you have to count.
You have to do it to the music, which is another part of your brain that you don't always work. And then the social aspect of it. So it's getting a lot of attention about how healthy it is.
Sure. I'm intrigued by it. I think it's so you have a beginner class, so I would go to that, right?
We'll have an intro class. And then beginner class.
Intro, then beginner.
Mm-hmm. Intermediate. And then before I forget to share, so what I've found about Westbrook Village, which I absolutely love, is how much people love to dance at Westbrook Village.
Well, I saw the crowd you had on a Friday. Was that you Friday night when you had a food truck?
Yes.
And what was that like?
So that was actually an event put on by Westbrook Village. You know how they have the social? So they have ice cream social. They had a country social. So they said, can you come and teach line dancing? And I said, sure, I would love to, of course. So ended up being a group of people that wanted to do nothing but line dance the whole time they were there. So I ended up doing more than just teaching one class. I basically taught the whole 2 hours I was there, or hour and a half.
How many people would be in my intro class? How many people can you teach at once?
Well, so the intro class will be in the aerobics room, so it really only holds maybe 20 people.
Okay, and is that manageable for you?
Yes.
Okay.
If I have more than that, it is challenging, but I can rotate people in and out and figure it out. So it's good. But the thing is, I'm sure you've heard about the new club that we're going to have, the Gen XYZ. And
what is that?
So their focus is a little bit newer music, so 70s, 80s, and 90s. But they're going to have dances too, so there's going to be even more dances.
Even more dancing. This is, where it's similar to pickleball is injuries probably. Have you had any injuries?
I have not. I've been nervous about injuries.
Sure.
I really work hard to make sure that people are paying attention to people around them and keeping their balance and help them how to maintain their balance so that they don't fall or hit each other.
Have you come across anybody who can do the splits in their dance moves?
Come up.
That has not come up yet. Okay. Huh. I can see where it's similar with pickleball, where what I'm amazed at with pickleball is the first time you play, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think and you think you're good. I don't mean you think you're good, but in a bad way, but you're good enough to enjoy it. And I have to think if you could be good enough to dance at the beginning to enjoy it. You think that's because what I would be nervous about is just being frustrated. Like the old aerobic classes, like
right.
I'm one beat off on everything.
Yeah. I do really lecture people on that. It's not, you don't compare yourself with other people because there's always going to be people who catch on quicker than you, that you think dance better than you, and that's just not healthy and it's not necessary. There's no rules. In line dancing, you could just stand there and clap your hands. I don't care for the whole song. It's like you just cannot let yourself get caught up in that and compare.
Yeah.
But certainly I've lost some people who got frustrated and just felt like they couldn't do it. That's why I'm changing it up this year. But
gotcha.
The last thing that I'm offering that I want to share, and it's not just me, it's popular all over the country, is to be teaching the country swing. The country swing.
And okay. What is that?
It's the easiest partner dance there is. You don't even actually have to follow a beat or rhythm.
Really?
It's just, if you learn 5 set of moves, you have to learn a little bit of lead and follow.
Yeah.
And once you learn those basic moves, which it's really not hard to teach lead and follow, you can dance it to literally any song and you will have the time of your life. And it's not as restrictive as line dancing, right?
Yeah.
Line dancing, it's a certain song and a certain routine and you got to learn it. You got to remember it.
Right.
So those are challenges. Yeah. But country swing, you don't, and it is the rage across the country. I mean,
really?
If you go, so many country bars are coming up, so many people are doing country swing. It can get to really, really high level, which people do amazing things.
So it's easy to learn.
Super
and are you
easy.
Kind of improving then? I mean, are you doing like?
So I've been learning how to teach that now too, because I've danced it my whole life, but I've never led it or taught it. So I've been working hard on that. But it really is pretty easy. And because we're having all these dances, it gives people an opportunity to dance. And this day and age, my biggest hurdle is for people to understand that women can dance with women. The younger generation have no problem with that. You go to a local bar.
Because the guys were sticks on,
And yeah, so I've
Sick
had
in the
people
mud.
approach me, well, I don't have a partner. You do have a partner. We have women who are going to be leading women. You don't have to have a male partner. And
Sure.
that's a big hurdle for people to get over.
Yeah.
And it's okay and it's fun and you're going to love it. So
it's the craze, and I haven't heard about
oh my gosh. Country dancing in general is really big right now.
So country swing is what I need to look up. I'm going to look that up.
Yes, look it up. Country
and
swing.
That's something I could learn with my wife.
Yes,
Okay.
or anybody. I do encourage switching partners.
Okay.
Because it is socially awesome and it's healthier to learn that way, because if you always dance with the same partner, you tend to make up for that person's weaknesses.
Sure. Yeah.
They're leading or follow. So if you're rotating around, you really are forced to learn what you're doing.
Right. Yeah.
And then you get to meet, as soon as you rotate, hi, I'm so-and-so, hi, I'm so-and-so, you instantly meet a whole group of people.
Yeah. And they're all there for the same thing.
Yeah. And it's just, it's unbelievably fun. And it just warms my heart that it's getting super popular.
And that's next on your list to
yes.
try and figure out?
That starts October 5th.
That one starts October 5th?
Yes.
That's a Sunday.
Going to a class tonight to learn some more how to lead.
Are you?
How to teach.
Are you loving this learning how to teach again?
I am absolutely loving it. It's really its own art form. And I'm just really into being a student of learning how to be good at it.
Yeah.
So
does it tie into back to your mom at all? Any good memories of your mom being a teacher?
She was really a good teacher. Probably more than I realized.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really very rewarding for some reason. I'm like, I can't believe how much I like it.
Well, that's awesome. I would have never known that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that is
really
great.
cool.
I heard that people love going to your classes. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Word on the street. I'll give you the word on the street. And, my wife got invited to the dance, but she wasn't involved. But I think this is something that, well, you did my podcast. I'll have to do one of your classes for sure.
Let's try.
Yeah, I will. I really like the idea of the country swing because I used to watch. I remember when I go to Vegas and there'd be a band, and the people that took dance lessons, and they'd do all the swings and the twirls and stuff. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just not as hard as you think.
Okay.
It's actually pretty easy.
I might wear a helmet and pads just to be careful, just to make sure. So, other than dancing, well, for one, what brought you to Westbrook?
So, a couple of things. Well, so my significant other, Jerry Nelson, he's a golfer, and I've always wanted to live on a golf course. So we retired. We're searching for a place to live, and I think Paige Phillips. I worked with her at Discover Card. She managed our fitness center, and I was involved in wellness programs, and I got to know her.
Paige, very
well. So. She was like, "You've got to move to Westbrook Village," and she just spoke so highly of it and how great it was. And so she was actually keeping an eye on places for me.
Oh, nice.
So it was so great. So this opportunity came up, and we rented it for the first couple years until both of us retired and then moved into the home. So really owe it to her. And it's been everything that she bragged about and then more.
When I first met you, and I first saw you, I thought you might have been related to Paige. You guys
really?
look kind of like, yeah. Okay, so, we're out of time already, but I want to, what do you like most about, besides dancing, what do you like most about Westbrook and the
for
community?
sure, the community. I mean, I've met, not only, through dancing have I met a lot of people, but just even through Reggie, our dog, we have met so many wonderful people in the neighborhood and just how caring everybody is. And I do think it's like Mayberry sometimes.
It is,
I love all my neighbors, and it's just been the most incredible experience. People say, why did you want to move to a retirement community? I'm like, why would you not want to move to a retirement community?
Yeah. Because when you're still working, it's hard to keep up with y'all. Because you're all out dancing, playing pickleball, and I'm sitting in my room on my computer.
There is a lot that goes on, but it's just been the most incredible experience. I just have loved living there so much.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And I am going to take a dance lesson from you.
Yay.
I can't wait. Well, I appreciate you coming in for the interview.
Thank you for having me. I did.
Yeah,
it did go
good.
It did go quickly.
Once it goes by, it's gone. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You have a great rest of the day.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks again for tuning in to the Meet Your Neighbor podcast. Real estate is how I'm able to support this show and give back to our community. If you or someone you know is thinking about buying or selling a home in Arizona, I'd love to help. I also offer a free real estate review, basically a health checkup for your home's value and market position. You can call or text me anytime at 651-295-6830. Again, that's 651-295-6830. I'd be honored to help you or your neighbors with the next chapter of your real estate journey. And thanks again for listening, and be sure to keep connecting.